We're in the run-up to Christmas, and a few days ago my good friend and fellow miserable sod, Charlie from the Bad Soul Buskers, sent me a link to a new product aimed at bearded men, of which I am one. And it's a festive feature, which is fairy lights for your beard. Now, just to be clear, if anyone sees me out in the street with fairy lights in my beard, please come up and stab me, because clearly I will have lost my mental capacity and it will be a mercy killing. I will thank you as I bleed out on the pavement. But the thing I found odd was the choice of the name, Fairy Lights. This is a product aimed solely at men, and the word fairy has certain connotations. So I thought, why not just call them Christmas lights? And I think what's happened is it's part of the British tradition of removing the word Christmas from anything to do with Christmas. If you're from outside the UK, you're going to find this bizarre. But for many years now, the word Christmas has been gotten rid of. The worst culprits for this are local authorities, councils, lest the word cause offence to other people. Now, I have never met anyone, be they Hindu, Muslim, Jew, Sikh, whatever, that has a problem with the word Christmas. The only people who do have a problem are pagans, and they tend to be quite a weird bunch. They're usually incredibly dull people, desperately trying to appear interesting. Did you know, actually, I'm a pagan? And the response to that is, sorry, you're confusing me with someone that gives a shit. And I've been trying to work out when this started, the getting rid of Christmas in case it offends people, even though no one's offended by it. And I think it must stem from universities. Because at present, in our universities, we have the woke snowflakes who are offended by fucking everything and can't function in normal society. And when they leave university, I expect they're going to go and work for the council. And my reasoning behind this, and PC-ness has got worse and worse, which is why everything's being sanitised out. When someone leaves university and goes for a job, if they go to someone that owns a private company and they turn up with their degree in humanity and gender equality studies, that employer is going to go, no, they're going to be fucking trouble, I'm not employing them. Whereas, if they go to the local council, and let's be clear, local councils employ thousands of people who do wonderful work, but every single council has one department which seems dedicated to pissing away taxpayers' money as quickly and stupidly as possible, i.e. removing the word Christmas and replacing it with winter greetings. Fuck off. But this isn't the thing that really infuriates me about this beard light. What's wrong with that? Beard lights. It's the timing, because as we know, there are 12 days of Christmas, and none of them are in fucking November. And it seems now, every year, the run-up to Christmas gets longer and longer. I'm grateful now we've got Halloween, because if it wasn't there, the decorations would be going up straight after Easter. And I'm not saying this just to be a miserable bastard, although that is my superpower. I really feel for shop workers, because many years ago, I did one Christmas working in a department store and it was a living hell. Because on the 1st of December, that Christmas CD went on and it didn't come off. Whereas now, it starts in November. Now, all retail outlets, they'll play Christmas music in the run-up to Christmas because it makes us feel festive and it encourages us to spend more money. But think of the shop workers. Now, I think one of the best albums ever written is Led Zeppelin 2. But I have no desire to listen to that record on a loop 8 hours a day for 2 fucking months. Go into a shop mid-December, some of the staff have gone a bit mental. And last weekend, while I was waiting for Mrs. Disgruntled, I was in the local shopping centre, and who walks past me? Santa and one of his elves. I mean, the elf wasn't that convincing because she was about 5'7", in her early 30s, and she had a tan line on her ring finger. So, oh look, it's the recently divorced elf. And Santa, well, we'll get to Santa, because I took a photo of him and put it on Facebook, giving my outrage. It's fucking mid-November and Santa's here. And an old mate of mine called Rob Took pointed out something which I'd never thought of before. Because he said, times must be hard at the North Pole, Santa's lost a lot of weight. And if you think on this, the amount of people that go out dressed as Santa who aren't jolly fat men is astounding. Because to be a shopping centre Santa, all you need is very low self-esteem and to not be on the sex offenders register. So I've come up with a plan where we can get Christmas back to just being in December. Now this year's fucked, it's had it. But if we work together, we can put it into force next year. So next year when the Christmas decorations go up, probably in, March, as soon as you see someone dressed as Santa who isn't a big jolly fat man, when he's finished talking to the kids, go and talk to the kids. And say something like this. Hello, did you speak to Santa? Did you notice he's not as fat as he normally is? The reason for that is he's working really, really hard to get all the presents made for you boys and girls. And he wants to be back in the North Pole getting it done, but he has to be down here because people keep demanding to see him. And the reason he's lost all that weight is that Santa's dying. And if he doesn't get back soon for a rest, this will be the last Christmas ever. So when you're opening up your presents on Christmas morning, he's gone back to the North Pole, shot all his reindeer, and he's waiting to die. And when that happens, the elves are going to get together and have a mass suicide, fucking Jonestown style. Now that should get kids crying. And their parents will call you various things, but it'll stick in their heads. And if a few of us do this, then it'll start circulating around the playgroups. And then we're going to build up a condition here. We're going to condition kids. And it's easy because kids are thick. We're going to make them associate seeing anything to do with Christmas before December with Santa going off his nut, murdering his reindeers and waiting to die. That way then, when they walk into a shop and the Christmas music's playing, they'll start crying. Then retailers will have to turn it off and we can get back to just Christmas in December. We can get back to the true meaning of that one special day. The one day of the year where at 9 in the morning you can be pissed out of your head and no one cares.